What's up guys, welcome back, it's KongBoy, and in this video I'll be explaining why the blockchain is not as private as you may think. The original purpose of blockchain technology was never privacy. It's been about decentralization, transparency, better guarantees, and true ownership. Even though blockchains do use cryptography, it's not the same as these privacy technologies that have been around for decades, such as Tor. One of my favorite crypto-related sayings is truth over trust, and blockchains abide by this because their fundamental information is public and transparent, while also using math and cryptography in some clever ways. Even with blockchains being almost perfectly transparent, there are still ways that you can remain anonymous and keep your activities confidential. But there are a lot of moving parts. Arguably, the biggest obstacle to get around when it comes to remaining private on the blockchain are centralized exchanges that are legally required for you to submit your identity in order to use their service. Centralized and regulated crypto exchanges like Coinbase, FTX, and Binance serve as safe and reliable on and off ramps for you to get money from your bank account onto the blockchain. However, all the exchanges that you can actually trust verify your identification and have you submit that on your own because they're required to do what's called KYC, know your customer. So since these services have your identity, once you send it out from their exchange onto a wallet, they're still going to be able to easily tie your identity to that wallet. And it doesn't matter how many times you try to send between wallets, there's still going to be a trace from the original wallet that you sent from the crypto exchange. This is by far the most common way that people attach personally identifiable information to their crypto wallet. So all the activities that you make on the blockchain pretty much have your name on it. However, there are ways that you can break the connection between your identity and your assets. Some of these ways of getting assets into a wallet without personally identifiable information include Tornado Cash, which I'll explain more on in a minute, Bitcoin ATMs, in-person transactions, though that can be pretty risky and complicated, and maybe a gift card method. There's a few ways to do this, but it's mainly buying a gift card, submitting it on a website, and then getting Bitcoin or some other crypto sent to an anonymous wallet. So some of those methods can protect your identity from getting to your wallet on the way in, but there's also steps that you could take to prevent your identity from being linked to your wallet while you're actively using it. This means that even if you were to use Tornado Cash by depositing into the mixer and then withdrawing to an anonymous wallet, you could still have your identity exposed using that wallet, and that could be through MetaMask, the wallet provider, because they collect your IP when you're connecting to their local node. So a way to get around this would be to use something like Unix, which is a Linux-based operating system that uses private virtual machines that just run on your same computer hardware. So if you were to avoid centralized exchanges and other points of revealing personally identifiable information, you still do have to worry about your identity getting attached to the wallet, and this is one way to get around that. So to summarize, you'd want to use the Unix operating system along with the Tor browser in order to privately withdraw funds from Tornado Cash. And for an extra layer of security, you might even want to run a local node on this Unix operating system by using something similar to a paper wallet where you input your private keys manually without using some application like MetaMask. The average person would be surprised at the number of areas for vulnerabilities when it comes to revealing personally identifiable information, often in the form of your internet service provider, which tracks a lot of your browsing data and other information that can be attached to your wallet and its associated activities. Interacting with decentralized applications, and in particular their front ends, is also a way that you can give up your personally identifiable information and have that linked to your wallet, since these websites are hosted on centralized servers and they do collect your IP address, and your internet service provider also monitors internet traffic. So Tornado Cash is of particular interest recently because it was sanctioned by the US Treasury, and the website was hosted on a centralized server, but can also be hosted on things like IPFS, Interplanetary File System, in order to access the front end to interact with the back-end smart contracts. But you can always interact with just the contract itself without a front end if you are technical, but if you're not, it won't be that hard to figure it out. Also, at the most fundamental level, blockchain transactions being public is a risk for attaching your identity to your wallet, especially if you're doing things like tweeting about buying and trading certain things, or if you're even just talking to people about your blockchain activities. Back to Tornado Cash real quick, it's pretty inevitable and unavoidable that your identity is going to be attached to having used the application. But on the other side of it, after having withdrawn to a fresh wallet, as long as you follow the right steps, and keep your personally identifiable information away from a wallet, then you could be safe and transact anonymously on the blockchain. There are also specific applications and blockchains that specialize in privacy, one of them being Secret Network. Not sponsored, but I will make a future video on some of these examples. That's all I have for blockchain privacy. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll catch you later.